Hi guys, we're back. We're going to start making our stew. We have our guest camera guy, my nephew Michael. He's going to show everything as I do it, and so that you can go ahead and learn and do what have you. Okay, now I wanted to start off with our onions. I have two types of onions for this. Now it doesn't matter; you could have either one. I just want to show you the two different types of onions. This is a yellow onion. Okay, this is a white onion. To be perfectly honest, the only difference is the outside skin. They're usually equal in flavor. They're usually equal in price. It's just the fact that I happen to have both kinds, and I just want to show you what they are. Now, I'm going to go ahead and teach you how to chop an onion. Now, both ends off, peel the skin. Now, a lot of people are sitting there going, "Don't you cry over this? This is horrible. Oh, God." Yes, you will cry. It happens. It doesn't make you any less of a man or a woman. It doesn't make you any less of a person in any way, shape, or form.
I'm going to start crying.
It happens. Okay? But there is a solution to this. Chop more onions and get used to it. Plain and simple. That's what it is. There's no other real remedy to it. There's no other real by the way, have a trash bowl. That's what your second bowl is for. Now we're going to cut off both ends, cut them down in the middle, and peel them. Now there's different ways of doing this. You can dice, you could chop, you can julienne. Today's cut is going to be chopped, rough chopped. We don't really need these to be, we don't want them to be like really, really fine. We don't want them to be like overly chopped up or what have you. We just want a simple coarse chop, which is 2 across and real quick through. And that is your coarse chop. Now, a lot of people will show you a dice where you're going this way and you're going this way and you're doing all of that. While I've been working as a chef in different places and what have you, have learned that simple is best because it's fast. And for this particular recipe, you want to have coarse onions. Now we're going to put our onions in the bowl and go to the next product, which is carrots. Now, a carrot grows in the ground. It's a root, and there's a very likely chance that there's dirt, mud, other stuff. We don't want to mention the other stuff. So you need to peel it. Now, I recommend a nice little potato peeler. You could try to do it with a knife, but it makes it look really ugly and horrible. But if you have a double edge peeler, it'll go back and forth for you. And the really neat thing is it'll be all one peel. Yeah, I tried. So, you gotta peel it. And all together there's 3 of these, so you can watch again the demonstration for carrot peeling. So, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. And look at that. Practically all one. And it doesn't mean you have to do it, but you can. It's a fun thing to try to do. See if you can get it done and be proud of yourself. And now, don't if this is one of these skills that you end up thinking you're going to have a great time with and it's going to work out for you, I believe it will. But if it doesn't, the main reason why I can do it so quickly and so well is because I had to do a lot of them. So go ahead and live with just having to take, a little peel at a time, taking your time with it, what have you. I'm doing it quickly because of the time restraints that we have. So for your carrot, you're going to cut off one end. Go ahead and cut off the other end because you never know how deep in the dirt it really was. You know what I mean? Now, coarse chop with the carrot is maybe half an inch, 3/4 of an inch. If you think that's too big of a mouthful, go ahead and take it, cut it in half. Now, this might not work for you. I've been able to do that because you may have the carrot move on you and what have you, and I've had a long time experience with a knife and doing that. If you can't do it and you realize that your carrot pieces are going to be too big, go ahead, take your carrot, take it in half, bring it up. Now, you see, I'm keeping my hand away from the knife. I don't want you guys to cut yourselves. I don't want you to find yourselves having to run to the emergency room because you've lost a finger. That you don't want. Now, once you have them into a nice even keel, and remember, rough chop. You're not trying to make little baby carrots or little tiny, cubelets. You're just a quick chop. So, third carrot, cut it through, quick chop. Now, the next thing, celery stalks. Now, I wanted to talk about this. A stalk of celery is this one thing. A whole thing is called a head of celery. When you go out and you buy your celery, you're going to buy a head. Now, all my vegetables have already been cleaned. They've been the whole bit. But as you see, there's roots at the end. And so I just want to cut those off. Now, all of these, if we're in a professional kitchen, all this stuff that I'm throwing into here would actually be thrown into a stock pot to make our sauces, our stews, or what have you on the side for and be able to turn it into things like anglaise, anglaise, all those things that you get, even gravy. So, but we're not a professional kitchen. We are at home. Now, with this, you want to cut it right down the middle as best you can. You notice I don't have to do that with these because they're already a nice mouth-sized pieces. So go ahead and cut the top. Now, some people, they cut out this little piece right here because it's considered where it's too fibrous. But why not keep it? Why waste? Now, just to let you guys know, I did say between 3 and 4 stalks of celery. But I think I may get enough just from the 3, so let's find out. Yeah, it looks like I probably have enough with 3 stalks of celery for my bowl. So, look, I've saved a piece of celery for peanut butter later. Now, next item on the list, green peppers. Now, you could do green peppers, red peppers, bell peppers, yellow bell peppers if you want a nice color to it, what have you. The bell peppers that I'm picking were green because they were $3 for $1, and tell you the truth, that's a real good deal. So when you're cutting your bell pepper, cut off the top, pull out the insides, get rid of the seeds, and look, you have. Now I do it this way because there's another recipe that I'll do down the road that's called stuffed bell peppers. Really good stuff. Okay, but that'll be down the road sometime later. But what you could do is, now that you have it in this position, you can stuff it and put your lid on it, and you have a nice display and everything's out. But I digress. We're not going to do that today. What we're going to do today is a nice solid chop, mouth-sized pieces. And that's your judgment when I say mouth size. Let's be honest. We all have different sized mouths, especially teenagers. You know, some of them are larger than others. Some are smaller than others. That's how it is. Look, my mouth is this big. So it's, you know, I'm about there. Now my recipe that I do calls for 2 bell peppers, but I think I get enough from this one. They were a nice sized bell pepper, and I can use this bell pepper for another recipe tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and save it as well. And we're going to go to our potatoes. Check these out. They're just huge, aren't they? Okay, now these happen to be on sale. They were 69 cents a pound, and each one of them were about a pound. So this was a 69-cent potato. Now, if you don't want to use like a humongous potato, bags of potatoes nowadays cost under $2. They're about half the size, about that big. And you can go ahead and use 4 potatoes if you need to. What? Yeah, it's about the size of, it's pretty damn big. So, now, when you're going to peel it, you're going to, you can't do that neat thing with the carrot. It doesn't do that. It's not round enough. So, you're going to just peel it as best you can. Try and get out all the eyes, because you don't really want eyes in your food. Which brings me to a certain thing. When you cook for yourself and your loved ones. It's what you're doing. Don't cook to think that you're going to get a great amount of public appreciation. Don't think that the world is going to find your particular brand of cooking enjoyable. Lately I've been watching cooking shows, and I long for the time when it used to just be, "Hi, I'm going to teach you how to cook something." Yes, that's my combination of Julia Childs and the other French guy, yeah. Which, as I was growing up, were my heroes. And I'll tell you why Julia Child, more than anybody, was my hero. Before she was a cook, before she was teaching the world to cook, she was in the OSS in the for the United States and England. The OSS was the original start of MI6 and the CIA. She, during the war, had 5 confirmed Nazi kills as a spy. Think about it. That 6 foot tall, 6'2" tall woman killed 5 Nazis. That wonderful, beautiful woman who taught us during the 60s and 70s how to cook at home with a loving voice and a loving care was able to kill 5 evil Nazis. That's a cool thing. Try and do that, you celebrity chefs today. Now that I digress, we're going to take our potato and put it into, yet again, another rough chop. Now, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, a little technical difficulty. Now you're going to chop all your vegetables, get them all done. This being the last one. This particular recipe is a little high in starch, high in carbs, because it has both a potato and a rice in it. But you also have a lot of root vegetables, which cleans out the system. You have a nice spice to it, which cleans out the happiness. You know what I mean? It brings in, spicy foods always, I believe, it bring more enjoyment to us than this was a much bigger potato than I thought, so I'm only going to use one potato. If you guys are using smaller potatoes, I would suggest 3, and that would give you enough potato to do everything that you want. Now, here's what we're going to do now. We are going to turn on our stove to high. Oh no, medium heat. Medium heat, okay? We're going to take our canola oil. Always sneeze away. Always sneeze away. Remember that. And then we're going to grab a little butter. Yeah, a little butter. I'm once again, remember, I don't do measurements, but I would suggest one cube of butter, which is probably about 2 tablespoons. We're going to put the butter in and let it get melted by our oil. We just have to give it a few moments to melt and get ready to cook our vegetables. What we're going to do is cook our vegetables first, so that we can get them sauteed and working, what have you, and get because to be perfectly honest, potatoes, vegetables, what have you, cook a lot slower than a protein does. Protein cooks pretty quick. So we've got our butter melting, just about melted. We're going to go ahead and put our vegetables in. Going to put our lid on and let them steam cook for about the time it takes me to cut our meat. So go ahead, let your vegetables cook, and we're going to come back and set up for cooking our meat after I clean a bowl and the knife. Good.